Coming up on this morning on DITV, Greek life might receive some good news, and later on we learn more about the game's kid captain.
We've got a football game tomorrow and a pregame show in about 5 minutes, where I'll take a closer look at Miami of Ohio and Iowa in sports.
All right, Hawkeyes, with our first football game coming this weekend and some interesting weather ahead, I've got you covered today and the next 5.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm John Chenoweth. There are more changes coming in Greek life on campus. After several Greek chapters faced disciplinary action for alcohol and hazing violations, the university is hoping to make positive changes by creating a strategic plan to create a more healthy and safe environment. But as of now, there is no timeline for the final release of the plan. Last night, the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital unveiled a mural in memory of former University of Iowa student. DITV reporter Mackenzie Paulson has more from this children's hospital.
Behind me is the University of Iowa's Children's Hospital, which is paying tribute to Molly Tippett's passing. She passed away a year ago, and the community is coming together to remember her in a positive way. They're creating a mural called Everyday Joy that encompasses her kindness and her spirit. Reporting from the University of Iowa's Children's Hospital, Mackenzie Paulson, DITV.
This mural was a part of a tribute that was also at Grinnell College. An art hub on campus is moving locations. Public Space 1, a community art center, is moving from the Wesley Center to houses on Gilbert Street. It is the organization's first move in 7 years. And for the director of the art hub, the hopes that their new space will become a permanent home. For more information on the new location, visit dailyiowan.com. So the first day of classes went pretty well. It was kind of gloomy. All I'm hoping is that maybe this weekend's weather will be a little better. Let's toss over to Cadell in the weather studio and see what he's got to say.
Thank you. It's the first game day weekend of the year, but before we get to your tailgating weather, let's talk today. This morning, it's going to be partly cloudy with a temperature of 64 degrees, so not my ideal Friday, but as we move on to later in the day, it will thankfully brighten up, and with that will come a welcome high of 74 degrees. Looking into our game day weekend and beyond, don't look forward to perfectly clear skies, as it's going to be pretty cloudy, partly cloudy through the rest of the forecast, with a high of 75 and a low of 59 on Saturday, and a high of 78 and a low of 61 on Sunday. There's a silver lining behind these clouds, though, as we can expect some nice temps in the 80s on Monday and Tuesday. Hopefully the spirit of the Hawkeyes will be enough to brighten up your day. John, back to you.
You've been hearing us say it all week. Iowa kicks off their season tomorrow night, and they'll be led out of the swarm by the first kid captain of the year. We have Daily Iowan managing news editor Kaylee Reese standing by in the newsroom to tell us more about Aiden. Kaylee?
Thank you. This first kid captain of the season is Aiden Casper, a 14-year-old boy from Cedar Rapids. Now, Aiden was diagnosed with 2 different rare conditions, all within the first 3 months of his life. The first of those was Pierre-Robin sequence, a craniofacial condition that means his lower jaw was smaller than average and his tongue was pushed farther back in the roof of his mouth, making breathing and eating more difficult. However, after a couple of surgeries, he was able to go home. But then his family found out that he also had diamond black fan anemia, meaning his bone marrow wasn't making enough red blood cells that he needs to survive. However, after several surgeries and monthly blood transfusions, Aiden is now able to do all of the activities he enjoys, including playing video games, making origami animals, and riding his hoverboard.
Thank you, Kaylee. I'm sure Aiden's excited, and I know I'm excited for the game tomorrow, and that's why we have Lucy standing by in the sports studio to give us our pregame show.
Yeah, welcome to the first pregame show of the year, and you know, it's so good to be back. But before we get to football, we had a rivalry game at the Hawkeye Soccer Complex last night. With the game tied 1-1 in the 84th minute, Natalie Winters scored the winning goal over Iowa, their rival Iowa State. The Hawks down the Cyclones 2-1.
7 seconds before, they had an unbelievable goal. We played against a great team. We just had to come out and bounce back, and Devin passed it back to me, and I shot it and looked for our post, and it went in.
Well, now let's move to a different football. Iowa is coming into this season ranked 20th in the preseason polls and is even considered a favorite for the Big Ten West with Nebraska. But we're jumping way ahead here. Let's just focus on tomorrow night. Iowa is going to open their season against Miami of Ohio in the first ever season opening night game in Kinnick's history. And of course, the players, well, they're excited.
One of a kind. I can't put it no other way. It's a special feeling, especially the first one. Just being able to open up, under the lights, it's different.
Since August 1st, we've just been banging heads with each other, practicing every day. So getting ready to play an opponent is really exciting. We're looking forward to it.
I mean, from the moment we start pulling down the Coralville Strip on the bus, turn on to Melrose, I'm getting chills thinking about it. But I mean, you can just feel it in the air and the atmosphere, man. It's absolutely unbelievable. We have some of the best fans in the world, and
One of a kind.
Now, if Levi Paulson's response there doesn't get you hyped for tomorrow's game, I don't know what will. Okay, well, you know what? Actually, maybe the fact that Oliver Martin will be suiting up for Iowa could also do the trick. So on Wednesday, we found out that he was granted eligibility to play this season, and now Iowa is loaded at the receiver positions. But who better to break that down than Mr. Wide Receiver himself, Amir Smith-Marset?
Definitely a lot of weapons. You got Brandon, 6'3", 200-something pounds, like 220, 218. That's a big body. You got Nico, quick. He's shorter, but he's quick. Nice route runner, very, very, very elusive in the open field. You got Tyrone, another elusive person in the open field, but he got a nice build to him too. And then you got me, McCaw, Torrin, power back. McCaw, that's more of the wiggle back. He got power too. He's not easy to take down. So I mean, if you honestly just sit down, and look across the board, it's just weapons. No matter where you look.
Yeah, I'd say that's right. Weapons everywhere. Now, while the offense is shaping up to be explosive, the defense is busy preparing for a pretty unique scenario when the Redhawks will come into Kinnick. Miami of Ohio has 3 possible quarterbacks that Iowa could be facing Saturday night, and thankfully none of them are Ben Roethlisberger, but still, it's a challenge for the defense.
I mean, we kind of heard that one guy might be left-handed, one guy might be right-handed, so kind of seeing what they run, some of their plays, and, flipping it because, one quarterback, they might flip it for a quarterback who's left-handed, and they also might run it one way because the quarterback's right-handed. So just kind of seeing those plays and running them as in the best way that we can get the best look out of it.
But there's one player the Hawks know for sure that they'll be facing on Saturday night. Former teammate Manny Rugamba. Rugamba was a starter for Iowa in 2016 and one of the most promising players on the defense, but off-the-field issues and eventually losing his starting spot led Manny to transfer. But the Hawks, they're not thinking too much about seeing their former teammate in a different jersey.
It'd be fun. That was my locker buddy, so just to have him, back actually on the other side in front of me, it's definitely gonna be a dogfight. But we're gonna see if we can make plays on him, not just me, but across the board. And he definitely gonna come in with a chip on his shoulder, trying to make plays on us. So I mean, it's just gonna be back and forth. I give credit to Manny; he's a good player. But I feel as though we're gonna be able to go out there and show, while we got a lot of talk around us.
Doesn't seem like Amir has any issues facing his former teammate this weekend. So Rugamba and the Redhawks, they're one of the most consistent programs in the MAC, and they're definitely no cupcake team. Don't go into this game thinking that. But still, I'm taking Iowa to win the season opener and take the first step toward a 12-0 season, of course. All right, I'm kidding, but you can come back here on Tuesday for some more hot takes and some highlights from the first swarm of the season. John, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Lucy. Students at the University of Texas at Austin might be a little dazed and confused when they see their new professor. Actor Matthew McConaughey will be a professor of practice at school's College of Communication and Radio, TV, and the Film Department. The Academy Award-winning actor graduated from UT in 1993, and I guess his students will be saying, all right, to their new professor. That's all we have for you on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. If that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now. For DITV News, I'm John Chenoweth. Have a great day, Iowa City.